Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? My name is Autumn Asadel and I am a coach dedicated to personal growth and development and here to help you live your best life. Today's topic is going to be about nature versus nurture, how the way you were raised, how your family and the type of mental health conditions they have, how that impacts you after you were born and as you age. So I'm sure you'll find it useful. How you were raised determines a lot about you, but so do genetic factors. Some mental health conditions are considered to be hereditary, while others are due to the environment you were raised in. But which one is right? Or are they both right to a degree? The debate of nature versus nurture is one that is constantly debated, and there is no clear side that is right since both play an equal role in our development. You may have been told that your mental health conditions are hereditary, such as bipolar, schizophrenia, or even autism. But also physical health conditions are hereditary, such as various forms of cancer, diabetes, and high blood pressure. While it's true to a degree that if we have a direct family member with these conditions, the likelihood of us having them is increased, that isn't always the case. Rather, what about conditions such as PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder, that form only when the individual has been through a traumatic incident. Is the likelihood of developing this condition hereditary? Of course it is. But is it the cause of the condition? No, because a traumatic incident has to occur for the individual to be diagnosed with the condition. With that being said, do all physical and mental health conditions fit into nature versus nurture? Not at all. This has to do with the fact that how we were raised plays a big role in our development. Being abused and neglected literally changes our mind and makes it harder for us to deal with certain things in life. On the nature side, if our parents had a mental health condition, yet raised us well and loved us, we may end up without any sort of mental health issues. But we will very likely be more prone to having a mental health issue. If we are prone, and our childhood wasn't great, it was the abuse and neglect that triggered the conditions. Nature versus nurture is a debate that you hear quite often as a way to define people with mental health conditions. Are you born from a family member who has a certain mental condition and you are already pre-exposed to these conditions and you develop them? Or is it about how you were raised? If you were raised in a bad environment or an abusive environment, a neglectful one, that you change and you develop mental disorders. Which one is accurate? Which one is not accurate? Well, what if they're both accurate? Yes, I do believe that both of these are accurate. Both nature and nurture work hand in hand. One can happen without the other and cause problems, but they often work together. Regardless of the cause of our mental problems in the past, there's no excuses to think that you are incapable of coping with day-to-day life and blaming your problems on others. Quite the contrary, actually. Going through a mental health crisis should empower you to seek proper help to learn how to properly deal with them and overcome these obstacles. Instead, many people blame their problems on their past, other people, and their mental health state. They are unwilling to take responsibility. Learning to take responsibility is not a sign of weakness, but rather one of strength. Learn to take responsibility for your actions and realize that the only thing that can control you is you. You are in complete charge of your life and what happens. No one else has power over you. So even if you were raised in an abusive household, or if you had parents with severe mental disorders, these things do not define you. Rather, you define yourself. So the question shouldn't be if nature or nurture determines a child's mental health status, but rather it's nature and nurture that determines it. While there may be no way to get rid of mental health conditions since they are part of you, learn to live with them and understand them. These obstacles are here to make you stronger and allow you to live a happy and unique life. Accept and love yourself and you will succeed. I can guarantee that. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. The debate of nature versus nurture is not one that can be easily solved because both of these outcomes and scenarios are correct. I believe that if you are born from someone with a mental health condition, you may be more susceptible to certain mental health conditions, but that doesn't define you. That doesn't make you have these conditions necessarily. How you were raised, especially if it's in a negative environment, can trigger some of these hereditary conditions. That is the way that I see it, and that's the way that I've seen other people develop, because there are plenty of people who may come from a family history of mental health disorders, and they are often already pre-exposed to these conditions, but something will trigger it. It doesn't happen automatically. Something will trigger it, and it's usually a bad experience from childhood. That's usually how it goes. But let me know your experiences. I'm curious to know what your beliefs are on this topic. So I'm sure you found this information useful and helpful. Be sure to check out my website, autumnasphodel.com, as well as my amazing merchandise, asphodel.shop. You all take care, have a great one, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.